I'm pretty sure the 5090 is doomed. And when you watch these few clips from this YouTuber I'm about to show, you're gonna be very surprised and maybe a little disappointed. Now, here's why I say this. Nathan Espinoza just posted this video, and he shows how he plays Fortnite on maxed out graphics with ray tracing on, and he gets a lot of FPS. But as soon as he turns those graphics down, this changes. So first I'll show you his FPS while his game is maxed out.
We're going to turn ray tracing on 150 to like 170 frames
150 frames with ray tracing and maxed out graphics isn't actually that bad, but I can get 100 with my 4060.
We're getting 340 frames per second. 390?
Now pause for a second, because 390 FPS for this GPU is not that much. But here's something that's very interesting. When I saw this clip, my first thought was that maybe he had an i5, while I have an i7. And Fortnite's a very CPU intensive game. So my thoughts were maybe he just had a worse CPU. But no, I have an i7, he has an i9. So we can easily get more performance out of his CPU. So I don't know what's happening here. NVIDIA, please explain. Now, after I list the specs of my gaming PC, I will show you what it looks like for me to play at low settings and then high. So, for my gaming PC, my GPU is the 4060 Ti 16GB memory card. And for the CPU, I have an i7 4700KF 3400 MHz, 20 cores, and 4 GHz. Now, here's my build playing Fortnite with all low settings, and then later we'll do all high. And as you can see, I hold a pretty steady 350, and when I look up at the sky, I get a good 400. So that's pretty impressive. And keep in mind that he was using a 5090 with these same settings. Then while I'm shooting my gun, no real frame drops. Now for the real test, let's turn on all epic settings and ray tracing with shadows. And you can see here that I get about 81 to 120 while standing on the ground, with 64 to 105 while building. That goes up to 74 right here. So you see I'm about holding 100, and I got a little frame stutter here. But I feel like this just makes the 5090 look sad. To be honest, I wouldn't buy the 5090. For one, 5090 runs off of DLSS 4 a ton. It can't do anything without it. Two, a lot of games don't even support DLSS 4. Three, it's way too expensive. And four, I don't want my GPU to only be able to work with AI giving it frames. For those of you who are wondering, here's a quick list of all the games that support DLSS 4. If you don't care about the list, skip to 334. And honestly, I would recommend buying the 5070 instead of the 5090 for a few reasons. So let's put the specs head to head. Now for the specs on the RTX 5070 and 5090. And as you can see here, when you look at the 5070, it obviously takes the crown over the 5090, being in that it's only $500. It has 12 gigabytes of GDDR7, only pulls 250 watts, while my 4060 pulls 165. Like, guys, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And it can get up to 4090 performance using the DLSS 4. So, why don't we pounce on that? Do not buy the 5090. It is so expensive and honestly a waste of your money. At that point, buy two 4090s instead of buying that thing. If you guys agreed with me, make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know. Also, I have nothing against NVIDIA. I just don't think the 5090 has enough of a performance boost to buy it over your 4090. And if you're not wanting to spend over $600, definitely get the 5070. It is an absolute banger of a deal. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helps you pick out your GPU. Peace. One last thing is that Linus Tech Tips actually just made a video about how the 4080 and the 5080 go up against each other. The 5080 doesn't look too good, honestly. And I think you guys should go check that out if you liked this video.